Good evening, everybody. Welcome back to the Hilliard Gate Sports Center, the campus of IPFW. The Lewis Flyers in town tonight out of Chicago, Illinois. Actually, Romeoville take on the IPFW men. Lady Dons just completed a 95-66 victory, and I'm joined by women's coach Pam Bowden. Glad to have you along. Lewis, really, though, just to talk about it's different. The women's team is struggling now. The men's team comes in here 12-10. They're a pretty good team. 12-10, Great Lakes Valley Conference. It's a tough conference.
Yeah, it sure is. I'll tell you, their women's team, I think they have a couple kids that are going to be really good down the road. And right now, I think they're just struggling a little bit. But I'll tell you, their men's team sure can play.
Well, leading the scoring for Lewis is 6'4" Will Johnson. He is just a junior. He comes in at 17 a game. But Dave Goharing comes in at 15 plus 2. And it's going to be a real test for IPFW because, frankly, they had their worst weekend of the season. They're only 6-15 on the year, but they played very poorly against Northern Kentucky. Coach Andy Piazza said it might be the worst his team has ever played since he's been here. The team lost 111-75, so they obviously have to get something going. And that might result in a lineup change as well. Don't know if we'll see Russ Marcinek at point tonight. He's a senior. He might be replaced. Early indications, T.J. Hollowell, who's been out with an injury, might get the nod tonight as a starter. Lewis in the conference. Might as well run that down for you while we have a chance. Sitting right now in 5th place at 6-7. IPFW is right behind him, a chance to make up some ground. But the field is pretty much set for the NCAA Division II playoffs down the line because Kentucky Wesley, Northern Kentucky, and Southern Indiana in control, and they're all ranked. Northern Kentucky goes 14, Southern Indiana 3, and Kentucky Wesley number 4. So really the season for IPFW is just one where they want to go on a positive note. 6 games, last 4, or 4 of the last 6 are at home. So this is just an opportunity for them to build something for next year.
Yeah, I think they're awful young yet, and there's some good teams. I tell you, Northern Kentucky really came after them, and I think that they were just trying to really establish themselves for the final part of the season.
One problem IPFW has shown is playing down to the competition, and they had trouble with Ashland University. And he did pull out a win 2 weeks ago. Let's see if they can pull their level up like they did against Northern Kentucky, an upset win 3 weeks earlier. Swing down the floor now, pick up the starting lineups.
30, Scott Hassenjäger. At forward, a 6'5" junior from Naperville, Illinois, number 42, Dave Goharing. At the other forward, a 6'4" junior from Kalamazoo, Michigan, number 50, Will Johnson. And at center, a 6'6" freshman from Chicago, Illinois, number 44, Scott Riley. And now, the starting lineup for your IPFW Mastodons. At guard, a 6-foot freshman from Hopkinsville, Kentucky, number 23, T.J. Hollowell. At the other guard, a 6'1" freshman from New Haven, Indiana, number 25, Jason Worling. At forward, a 6'5" freshman from Greenwood, Indiana, number 33, Steve Sanders. At the other forward, a 6'7" freshman from Linston, Indiana, number 41, Dane Adams. And at center, a 6'7" sophomore from Fort Wayne, Indiana, number 44, Ryan Bond. Lewis Flyers are coached by Jim Weitzel and Ed Molitor, and IPFW by Andy Piazza and Dick Domanian.
Now the starting lineups one more time for you. IPFW 4 freshmen on the floor tonight. Russ Marcinek, the senior, will indeed not get the start. In his place will be T.J. Hollowell. For Lewis, let's run that down quickly. As we mentioned before, Will Johnson, 1 forward. He's the leading point man coming in. He gets the start tonight along with Scott Riley. He will jump center. He is number 44. Dave Goharing, 15 plus, 42. He gets the nod, as well as Scott Hassenjäger. Well, I'm going to have fun with these names tonight. And finally, Tim Fedorsky.
Yeah.
So Lewis just outside Chicago, going the ethnic route, I guess. And Riley to jump it up with Dane Adams getting a start tonight. Ryan Bond is the man with the experience. He's just a sophomore. And Riley controlling the tip. This is Fedorsky, IPFW in the man. Go Herring, covered up by Bond. Sanders swinging down. This is Johnson. Fedorsky now, 15 on the clock. Adams fronting Riley. So Herring throwing the ball.
Had a little mix-up on that one there in the switch.
Just 12 on the clock. Herring triggers. This is Johnson outside Fedorsky. And there is Johnson working baseline. Just pulled the trigger on that with 2 seconds to go. And it's 2-0. Holloway kick reset.
Hopefully we get a good start here and get the momentum going our way.
What about Holloway? I believe he had a broken hand, was out for the season. That's the word I heard, and here he is back tonight.
He's a pretty quick player.
First opportunity tuned in Channel 6 to see Holloway on the season as Whirling missing from behind the arc. Rebounded out of there by Johnson. IPFW really packing it in, the skip pass. And that shouldn't work, but it does. Johnson with 4 points, 4-0. Lewis out quickly. Holloway the pull up. And the miss. Sanders fighting for the rebound. Holloway cleaning up and gets it to go.
Nice job following the shot there.
4-2. Tim Fedorsky inside. Johnson baseline rejected by Bond. Go Herring the stop and go and roll.
Got to do a little better job controlling the point guard on the drive.
Go Herring is 6'5", took it down the pipe. Bond inside, ripped away. Steal goes to Riley, and here we go again for IPFW. Poor start. Something they wanted to avoid. Wanted to get the confidence rolling. Austin Jogger. Go Herring again, the pump fake. Gets Sanders off his feet, but Adams there for the rebound. One thing about Holloway, he does push the pace. IPFW having trouble with the entry pass in the post. Second straight turnover.
A little slow that time getting around the front. Got the pass in there a little too easy.
Almost looked like a front and back. The double team doesn't work. Riley now with his first bucket of the game, and it's 8-2, 2.5 in. Fedorsky on Hollowell, and that's Whirling for three.
Nice three.
Jason Whirling from Woodland High School. Cuts it to 3, 8-5 now. Fedorsky working on. Hollowell, this is Go Herring. Austin Jogger covered by Whirling. 15 on the clock.
Doing a good job making them work on offense and really taking some time off the clock.
Baseline doesn't go. Adams hit by Johnson, and Johnson with a rebound put back for 2.
Adams has to come up with that weak side board.
Adams turned his head, and Johnson gave him a little hip, bumped him out of position. Johnson with 6, chance to go to 7 points early. Casey Runya will come in. Adams will have a seat, just not into it. Running a junior, 6'7". Fairmont, Indiana. Johnson gets the roll. 7 points for him of the 11. And it's a 6-point lead for Lewis. Holloway on the dribble. Enters into Bond. Tough pass. Bond up with it. Now double team. The kick out.
Got him on the end line. On the sideline there.
Holloway stepped on the line. Early going, 3 turnovers for IPFW. Not a pace you want to be on the first 3.5 minutes.
Let's see what Runyon does down low.
Finds Reed, Johnson rather. Riley can't control the board. Comes out to Worley. Up ahead, stolen away by Fedorsky. Hollowell trying to get Sanders. This is Riley with the ball outside. Goharing swing to Johnson. Thinks baseline. Had a ball fake. Goharing faked himself out that time.
Like a little travel on that.
This is Johnson from 18. Doesn't go. Bond with the tip out. Hollowell got the last hand on it.
It's a good try there, going after the boards, being a little aggressive.
One problem IPFW has had all year long is working the glass. Times when they play even with the team, but more often than not, the team is getting the other opposing team 10-15 rebounds more per game. Goharing, a double block by Sanders and Runyon. Ball's right back in his hands.
Good double team and recovery on that one by Casey.
Another head fake for Goharing. Got Holloway up, but Bond clears the board. Hollowell to Bond. Bond ball fake. Kick out. Sanders. He can hit that.
Nice shot. Nice 3.
Well, it's a reward for working that long on defense. Sanders with a 3, and now it's 11-8.
See if Sanders and Worley can get going from the 3. Give us a little momentum.
Lewis beat IPFW 74-62 earlier this year. That was up in Romeoville.
Got a travel there.
And IPFW was in that game. They just did not play very well. This is a team IPFW believes they can compete with. First substitution of the game for Lewis, 22, Zeke Clark, 6'5" junior. He spread the minutes around pretty well. Go about 8 deep. Lewis does. Hollowell is just a freshman.
He's got to keep from picking the ball up too quick.
Time got in trouble, and Sanders in trouble with it out on the top of the key. Now the reset, 15 on the clock. Hollowell whirling swing out, wants to work it down to Runyon. Sanders will take from 10 and hit.
Nice pull-up jumper by Sanders.
What about Sanders' touch?
He has it for a guy that played a lot inside in high school. He sure is developed out there.
He's just a freshman. Greenwood. Check and see if he played at Center Grove. I believe that's where he did his high school ball at. Hop step. Hassenjogger doesn't get it to go, but there for the putback is Scott Riley. Offensive boards hurting early. 13-10. Holloway over to Runyon. Jeff Jackson is going to check in the next dead ball for IPFW. Whirling for 3. And Sanders can't clean up the rebound. Instead, we'll pick up the foul.
Sort of wondered if Whirling got fouled after the shot.
He had a wide open look. And Whirling will come out. Holloway out as well. Marcinick in at the point. Jeff Jackson in for Whirling. It's going a bit smaller now. 13-10. Just a little over 6 minutes in.
Doing a pretty good job on defense. You just need to keep them from getting the offensive boards.
And a travel going the other way. The pressure by Jackson. Well, I think Will Johnson getting off early probably caught the attention of Coach Andy Piazza. He put Runyon in. Next time down the floor, if you can analyze for us, Coach, what IPFW is doing defensively to take the baseline away from Johnson. This is Marcinick now with the ball, though. IPFW chance to cut it to 1 or tie. Jackson, Sanders inside the dribble, and Glassy no. Runyon the tip. Bond fighting for the rebound. Fedorsky out with it. Up ahead quickly, and Jackson there for the foul. Zeke Clark was airborne. Jackson got a piece of Clark and the ball.
Looked like he was going to try slamming that one, but it's just a little ways away from the basket there.
Jackson picking up the foul. That's a 2-shot foul. Or are they going to call that out of bounds? It should be a 2-shot. It is. And Jackson and Clerk shaking hands.
Good sportsmanship there by both of them.
Clerk came down, and it looked like he sort of protected himself coming down. Shoulder took most of the impact, and Clerk hits the first. He's on the board now. And the man off the bench averages 12-5 a game. He has 2 now, and they're going to pressure. Sanders, Bond was wide open. Didn't see him. This is Runyon for 3.
Whoa. It's a great shot for Runyon. I'll tell you, for him to be able to come out as a big guy and shoot that 3-pointer.
Folks might remember against Ashland, he came and stepped out and nailed a couple right off the bat.
I think he's getting a little bit more confident every game to take that shot.
Cuts the lead to 2, 15-13. And a travel. Thought it wasn't going to be called. It is. Jogger.
IPFW is doing a great job picking up the defensive tempo here in the last couple minutes.
On the season, Runyon has attempted 48 threes. He's hit 17 of them. Don't have a calculator out, but that's around 36%. Now IPFW chance to tie or lead. Down by 2. Marcinick picking up the dribble. Now needs an outlet. Runyon. 20 on the clock. Marcinick trying to break down Mark Boone just into the game. Finds Sanders, and he's deadly.
Nice
7 for him.
Did a good job screening for him so he can get open so easily. It's a nice shot.
And you're going to hear more about him. He's going to be probably the #1 option in years to come.
Oh, I think so. He's got a great career here.
6'5", 6'6", with touch. Clerk now trying to push it inside. Instead will pop out to get it. And goes baseline. Drawing the foul. See who gets it. I believe Runyon picking up his first.
Yeah, doing a little hand checking on him on the drive.
Runyon picks it up. And the foul situation, well, it's not too good for IPFW. It's 4-0 right now. Lewis, 8:20 in, still yet to commit a foul.
I think part of the reason right now is we're getting a lot of outside jumpers and not going inside and or driving off that.
Clerk missing. They're hitting 2 straight. And misses the second. Sanders out of there with a rebound, and IPFW on a little run of their own. 10-4 run to get back in the game at 15. How about that, Coach? You call low post. They get it in there, trying to look to Bond.
Yep.
Sanders. And the first foul of the game.
There we go. Easy as that.
Clerk picks it up inside outside.
Ryan Bond does a good job, you know, when the double team comes in on him and kicking it out, looking for the 3.
That's probably one of the strengths of his game is the kick out. 6'7" from Southside. Played last year at Vincennes, and Bond hitting for 2. First lead of the game for IPFW.
Nice job by Ryan.
Ryan had knee surgery last year, has just been bitten by the proverbial injury bug. This year as well, had a sore ankle. Just getting back into game shape. Johnson forces. Clerk there for the rebound. Put back.
Looks like Sanders muscled him a little bit on the first shot.
Runyon. Sanders looking for Bonds. Got it carved out inside. Now the double team. Bonds spinning baseline. The kick out. Jackson. And Clerk clearing the rebound. Good look though by Bond. Clerk, Fedorsky really swinging it now. This is Johnson. Inside, and Runyon going to pick up the foul on Mark Boone.
Every once in a while, Runyon gets those cheap fouls just because he's a little out of position, or somebody didn't do their job defensively and he got caught helping.
And Runyon coming out. I think Burkhart might have been checking in for Bond. Instead, Runyon with 2 fouls will have a seat. Whirling back in. A guy we haven't seen much of tonight. Haven't seen him at all. Actually on the playing floor is Ryan Glidden. 3-point specialist. As Boone misses the first. And the second.
Oh. Just couldn't control that handoff.
17 apiece, another turnover for IPFW. I have them unofficially with 5 or 6 rather, to make that now. This is Clerk with the ball. Zeke Clerk at the mark. Boone. And Lewis is going to set the offense. See if they get a look to Johnson, number 50. Go Herring on the dribble. This is Johnson now. A little bit of a mismatch on Whirling. Now Whirling gets back to Go Herring. Johnson spotting up once the ball. Clerk shut off by Bond.
It's a nice job by Ryan.
Johnson there for the weak side. It's a nice ball player. Bond trying to go right at him. The high archer.
Got a little higher on the block there, and I think that helped him get that turnaround jumper baseline. Last time he got way under the basket.
Okay, with Runyon out, what's IPFW trying to do to the Lewis offense? They run a double low post and they pop a wingman outside.
Well, I think we gotta, see if we can just keep the ball. It seems like we're doing a good job forcing the post players up high and forcing them to drive or get out of position down low. So we're doing a good job there, and we're doing a good job fronting in the low post. So try to see if their guards can, our guards can hold their guards one-on-one a little bit more.
Go Herring with a hanger in the lane. Marcinek in the game. That's a little bit of a mismatch. Herring is 6'5". Marcinek giving up 9 inches. 21-19 Lewis. Burkhart now working on Go Herring. Swing it out. Jackson open from 3. Decides to drive in.
Did a good job swinging the ball around and getting it to the weak side and getting the easy drive. And here we're getting that foul, and hopefully we'll get to the line here soon.
It might be a while, though. That's only the second team foul, and almost 11 minutes deep in the first half on Lewis.
It's Jackson down low on that one.
Inside, Burkhart all alone.
Great job on the seal. Good look by Jackson.
I wonder if Jason thought about dunking that ball. He was really wide open. A little astonishment on his face. Go Herring unloading the air from 3. And Bond got away with a push.
He sure did. He's laughing about it too.
Ryan has really stepped up his level of play, at least at home, the past few games.
I think coming off that ankle injury is he's done a really good job getting back in the swing of things.
Here's a guy who was diagnosed as anemic, lost 15 pounds during the season. He's just starting to get his legs back. It's Jason Burkhart. He misses, however, rebounded out of there by Johnson. And Johnson spotting for the 3, misses. Jackson with a big board.
Great board for Jackson.
He had Bond open, didn't see him in time. He'll notice him the second time down, though. Marcinek. Jackson getting away with a bad pass. The swing to Whirling, going baseline, reverse almost.
Jason did a great job reading that.
Whirling now with 5, and IPFW your leader at 23-21. While we have this timeout here, take care of a little business. College Cable Access Program Guide gives you all the information about the programming on Channel 6, including the sports telecast. To receive your free Channel 6 program guide, send your name, address, and zip code to there on your screen. Channel 6 at IPFW, 2101 Coliseum Boulevard East, Fort Wayne, Indiana, 46805. It's mentioned also as well. And IPFW will be playing this Saturday. St. Joseph's University comes in. Big game for you, Coach.
Oh, you weren't a kid. And if we can knock them off, that'll give us a little momentum for next week, I think, when we travel on the road down to Southern Indiana and Kentucky Wesleyan.
Southern Indiana, after you play St. Joseph's, one of the only upper echelon team you have left in the conference.
Well, not really. We've got Bellarmine, who has really come on strong in the last part of the season, and so the good thing about that is it's home, and I think our kids play a little bit better at home, and I think we need the momentum of this weekend to get into next week on the road.
Well, as crazy as things are in the Great Lakes Valley Conference, if you do happen to go, and the official blowing the whistle, IPFW late getting on the floor, but if you do happen to go undefeated the rest of the way, well, maybe.
Might have a shot. Just depends how everybody else knocks each other off, and I'm really hoping that Indianapolis just keeps winning. I think that'll help us out a lot.
15 on the clock now. Take a look at stats as we have them. Burkhart with the foul. Thought he got there in time, but Goharian had the step on him.
Johnson already has 9 points. We're going to try shutting him down a little bit more.
Will Johnson, 7 early. 7 of the first 11, as a matter of fact. Goharian on the line. This is 2 shots, although they will be in the bonus the rest of the way. That's 7th team foul on IPFW, first on Burkhart. And Goharian missing, and they've missed 5 free throws already. Unofficially have Lewis 3 of 8, now 3 of 9.
Gotta hope that keeps up for our sake, especially if it's a close game.
Lewis comes in here hitting only 65% from the free throw line. That is not going to win a lot of games. Marcinick, Jackson had the step. The double clutch doesn't go. Might have been tipped. Jager picked by Jackson, but he hits the out of bounds. TJ Hollowell in for Jackson, and Sanders in as well. Marcinick out. 23-21 IPFW. Down by 6 early. Tim Fedorsky missing 3. Goharian almost tipped that one in.
Just got it to roll.
And IPFW has to do a better job blocking out. Lewis beating them on the glass. Holloway gets away with the double. Nope.
It's a good call. He got his other hand up there, and it's a good call by the official.
Coach, in your game, there are only 2 officials, but they seem to make up for it blowing the whistle tonight.
Oh, they sure did. I'll tell you, they're really looking at going to 3 officials next year, and I hope they do it. It'll be a little more consistent with the men's game and when they're crossing over doing both games.
Well, it's really difficult to do for 2 officials. I know they do that in the CBA as well. Steal there by Whirling. Off of Zeke Clerk, and substitutions coming back in. Whirling missing from down. And a foul on Fedorsky.
Hollowell did a good job going to the boards on that and doing a good job boxing out on the wing here.
That was a long rebound, though.
Sure was.
That is only team foul number 3. Fedorsky will have a seat. Johnson back in. Goharian will come out as well. Mark Boone, number 24, in as well. He'll play point. Fresh clock. Adams having trouble with the entry pass. Double teamed and throws it away.
Coach Piazza's got to hope that they get to the line real soon.
Johnson spins it back out to Boone. This is Clark now trying to break down Hollowell. 15 on the clock. Mismatch. Riley guarded by Whirling. He's just a hard-nosed competitor.
He sure is. He was working hard to get around him and just couldn't get the handle on the ball down low.
Riley 6'6", and Whirling 6'1", got caught on the switch. Might have grabbed a fistful of jersey. I don't know. Okay, Hollowell now. Outside, checked by Boone. This is Whirling. Inside, Adams doesn't roll with it. Spots Sanders, though. That's a 3, off badly.
Adams looked low down there and couldn't get it down low, but kicked it out real well. Good look by him.
Ossenjager missing for 3. Hollowell had Sanders breaking. Step in by Boone, and the foul by Burkhart.
It's a good foul by Burkhart. Make him earn them from the line since they're not doing well, and instead of giving up the easy 2.
It's the 8th team foul, second on Burkhart. And Ryan Bond, Russ Marshnick, and Brian Glidden for the first time this game. 5:21 mark checking in. Whirling out, Hollowell out, and Burkhart out.
I tell you, as a coach over here, Coach Piaz has just got to be upset that they're not getting to the line. It drives me nuts when we can't get there, and with 5 seconds left in the half, still 4 fouls to go.
If I'm not mistaken, IPFW has not taken a free throw attempt tonight, and already 10 free throw attempts for Lewis. Flip side, though, they've only hit 4 of them. Make it 5 of 11. And we're tied at 23. This is a critical stretch right now. Both teams struggling offensively. One team puts together a run, it might be enough to hold on the rest of the way. Marshnick now working it. Sanders, he can score pretty much anytime he wants. Doesn't get it to go. Rebounded out of there by Clerk.
Tried the little up and under move.
Zeke Clerk, that's a 3. In rhythm. He comes off the bench. He has 7. He's a smooth ball player. Glidden inside, ripped away the reach around by Scott Riley. Ossenjager gets credit for the steal. This is Johnson, has Riley covered up by Adams underneath. See if they work that side again. Here's the flash. Adams again. See Bond dropping down. Darian Johnson to shoot from the outside.
Doing a good job down low, bumping him a little bit, getting around him real quick.
The lob pass, a push off maybe on Riley. That's what it is.
Good job by Adams down low that time.
It's a good defense. Glidden pinning Clerk down there on the baseline.
Yeah, we had Russ waiting there to take the charge.
Or the block.
Yeah, something.
This is Marshnick with the ball. IPFW trailing by 3. Sanders going to try and get it back. Instead, missing everything. That's a pass off the glass. Adams.
Let's put back by Adams on that.
Jeff Jackson going to check in the next dead ball. Boone outside. Ossenjager. Sounds like an import. Blocked by Sanders. And Clark in the lane. They do call 3 seconds. Clark held the ball for a couple of seconds. Expected that ball by Ossenjager to go up.
Glidden's been in there about 2 minutes, waiting to see if he does anything here in the next minute or so.
Might run a play for him. They like the play. They call it a special, where they run him all the way across the baseline and swing him out on the other side for a 3.
Looks like here he goes.
And they were looking to his number that time. Glidden, the wraparound, pretty pass. Bond can't control it first time, but he works it. And IPFW back in the lead, 27-26. Bond with 6. IPFW at 1 point, a 2-point leader. That's as big as it's been. Lewis one time at 6. Fedorsky trying to push it. And he misses the 3. Bond out on the transition. This is Glidden covered up by Fedorsky. Double tip by Adams, and the screen by Bond underneath. Glidden will use it.
Nice job. IPFW did a great job keeping after the ball there, keeping it alive, and finally got a chance to put it in.
Okay, that's the biggest lead now. 3 points, 29-26, 2:40 to go. IPFW sticking around. Johnson, the penetration. Clerk might have got fouled by Bond the first time up. It'll be official the second time up. Bond, I think that's his second foul.
Yeah. Did a good job trying to, he knew he was going to get the foul, but he didn't let him score off it and turn it into a 3-point play. So he did a good job taking that.
Well, it's an even better foul because it's only his first. That's the 9th team foul. Clerk hitting. He's now 3 of 5 from the line, 8 points. Johnson has 9, so it's a little bit of a two-man show for Lewis. And Clerk gets the second 1-point lead for IPFW at 29-28. Burkhart, this is Glidden. IPFW trying to spread the court a little bit, kick it down into the post. Bond flashes out and misses the pull-up. Nice rebound by Clerk. Clerk can't hit that one. Hit one in rhythm before. Johnson now getting a screen by Goharing. No one ever picked him up. I think Burkhart playing Johnson out beyond 3-point range, that might not be the best idea. Johnson can put it up from out there, but he does most of his damage on the inside.
Definitely wouldn't want to take a charge from here, or him, or a blocking foul from him. He's a big guy.
Well, he's well put together, as they say. They list him at 205. 6'4".
One.
10 now for Johnson. And perfect 3 of 3 from the line for him. And Lewis now with the lead and light pressure. Jackson breaking it. Looking for Bond. Glidden spotting up. The skip pass there. The lob pass not.
It's a tough pass. Didn't have much room for Ryan to catch and do anything with it on that one. See if we can hold him here.
IPFW does have a height advantage as Glidden knocks the ball away. Marcinick comes back for it. Stutter step. Mark Boone is very fast, number 24 for Lewis. Takes away a lot of the penetration on the point. Marcinick now 17 on the clock to Jackson. Back to Marcinick. Glidden popping out. Has Burkhart. Burkhart steps. And Fedorsky rips Jackson. Boone and a foul on Marcinick. Might have been a good foul. See what Boone shoots from the free throw line. He will have 2. Lewis is in the double bonus.
I think they're going to have the advantage on that break, so it's probably not too bad of a foul for Marcinick.
The bad thing is, though, that Boone is the best free throw shooter they have at 76%.
The last 5 or 6 shots, they've done a lot better from the line, so hopefully that doesn't continue.
Boone is 2 of 4 from the line, 3 of 5. And I know what I say up here has absolutely no bearing on a jinx, so I'm not going to say anything about it. But he is 3 of 5 and 4 of 6 now. Now he's due. He hit 76% normally, so he's 4 of 6 now. 3-point lead for Lewis, 32-29. Hollowell back in the game. Off to Jackson. Glidden going to swing again. Holloway gets it to him. And Bond there for the weak side rebound. Goharing fights for it. Got away with a walk. Up ahead to Fedorsky. If they hurry, they can get a 2 for 1. Boone beats the clock.
I figured he might slow that up and try to run the clock down a little bit, not giving IPFW another chance to get a real good shot off. But
he got that shot off with 34 seconds left, so the shot clock is off. IPFW will pull it out. Play for the last shot. Glidden now with 16 on the clock in trouble. Jackson, tough pass to handle. Hollowell now with 10 seconds on the clock. 8. Looking inside, see if he reverses it. Burkhart open from 15.
Nice shot. Good way to finish the half. Gives you a little momentum.
It's been a close one, 34-31. IPFW had a 3-point lead at one point late. Lewis coming back, and they take a 3-point lead into the locker room. 34-31, your halftime score. We're going to step aside. We come back. second half action and stats right after this halftime feature.
First-year IPFW women's basketball coach Pam Bowden is enjoying a fine preseason after coming to IPFW from the University of Alaska Anchorage. She has inherited a club which returns no seniors but still enjoys one of the top ratings in the Great Lakes Valley Conference. We want you to tune in every Wednesday at 7:30 to find out more information about the IPFW women's basketball team all season long.
In our ever-expanding world, we need a reliable source, one that addresses important aspects of our daily lives and provides us with useful information. Health and Home Report is that source, with stories on how to get the most for your money, where to go for a great vacation, hot fashion tips, what's happening in the world of arts and entertainment, and the latest medical breakthroughs. Health and Home Report provides a world of information.
The college basketball season is underway for 1994-95, and the Great Lakes Valley Conference has been rated by some as the toughest of the NCAA Division II conferences. Join Coach Andy Piazza and me, Matt DeLong, to get a closer look at the IPFW team and this year's competition.
Die Welt verändert sich sehr schnell.
Изменения здесь достигнут весь мир.
世界が変わるんなら我々もそれに合わせていろんな方法を考えなくてはいけません。
De plus en plus, nous deviendrons tous partie d'une communauté internationale.
Todo el mundo tendrá una oportunidad para formar parte de este cambio.
If there is a common language in the world today, that language would be change. Sometimes evident, sometimes hidden, it is nonetheless constant. And when viewed through the eyes of the world, this change can be wide, sweeping, immediate, and profound. Yet when viewed through a different set of eyes, through the eyes of a child, this change can be personal and at times bewildering. Consider a child from another land whose family has come to Indiana, brought by an international company or organization to America's heartland. For this child, a changing world is felt at a personal level, a level of new language, atmosphere, customs, and new friends. There are more and more children like this one throughout the communities of Indiana. And part of the promise of the years ahead is that there will be many more. The coming international era, it has been called an era in which local economies, institutions, and industries around the world merge and interrelate to an extent far greater than ever before. It will be an era when Indiana's place in the world may depend upon the ability to remain open to the world around us and adjust our ways of thinking and acting. Recently, a group of citizens from around the state, representing many walks of life, came together to form the International Issues Task Force. A group formed with the purpose of determining and enhancing Indiana's ability to thrive in an increasingly international environment, and prepare recommendations for the future. In part, the task force considered issues related to the Indiana business community, but their scope extended much further. Because at the heart of all changes are people. And closest to people are basic human issues. Issues that directly affect our ability to work and participate in an increasingly international atmosphere. With this in mind, the task force identified 4 primary areas of investigation. An international school, international service organizations and communications, international transportation, and international education. Each topic was studied by a separate committee, with ongoing staff support and administration provided by the Indiana Humanities Council. The intent of each committee was to determine how to best prepare the people of Indiana to become more valuable and productive citizens of the world community. The International School Committee investigated the feasibility of establishing an international school in Indiana. A school which would serve the needs of Indiana children by creating the opportunity to learn in a unique, world-class educational environment. A school which would also serve the needs of the children of foreign business people, students, educators, researchers, and other visitors to Indiana. As the business of many Indiana companies becomes increasingly global, the need for an international school becomes ever greater. Because at the center of the needs of any family is the education of the children. Another task force committee investigated the statewide delivery of international services and information. Indiana is home to many different international service organizations. Yet a study commissioned by the Lilly Endowment revealed a need for these organizations to work more closely together. The task force committee investigated the needs of international employees and their families, foreign students, researchers, and the professional spouses of international executives to determine if services were readily available to international families. For example, foreign families often need special assistance in adapting to their new environment, obtaining driving licenses, learning where and how to meet American friends as well as other foreigners, and generally learning about a new culture. The committee also investigated ways to raise the consciousness of the people of Indiana by providing opportunities for exposure to international cultures through these service organizations. The committee then explored ways to best coordinate, fund, and deliver these needed services to international families as well as Indiana citizens. Central to Indiana's ability to be a vital part of a changing world is transportation. And a task force committee was formed to investigate the possibilities for increasing direct air transportation from Indianapolis International Airport to overseas cities and markets. Many Indiana companies, as well as international business people and visitors living in Indiana, currently need direct air service overseas. The committee not only studied this issue, it developed a strategy for pursuing greater levels of service. International transportation, an important way to more directly link Indiana with the world. The mission of the first 3 committees was investigating ways to make Indiana even more hospitable to foreign visitors, executives, employees, and families. The 4th committee investigated ways of preparing the youth of Indiana for the international era by studying the present educational system. The committee evaluated the teaching of world geography and culture, world history, foreign literature, and foreign language in an effort to assure that Indiana students are provided with the knowledge and the skills to succeed in the international era. In many ways, the intent of the task force has been to provide a cornerstone, a cornerstone from which the state can begin to build and prepare for the future. A future that is rapidly approaching for businesses, for organizations, for families, and for all of us. It is up to us to shape our place in the international era by learning the language of the world, the language of change. The International Issues Task Force has provided an important first step for the people of Indiana, a step toward becoming citizens of the world and making countrymen of all humankind.
Talk about unusual. How often do you see transparent televisions?
Americans have more money to spend on leisure activities than ever before.
When possible, children should trick or treat during daylight hours and be accompanied by at least one adult.
A boat, archaeologists believe, is from the time Jesus and his disciples fished on the Galilee.
For best results, fertilize your lawn when it is actively growing.
Many people suffer from allergies. Few understand them.
Check it out!
The campus has it all.
Learn it, or work it, apply it, just do it. It's a cool place. Call now! Go to work, go to school, go ahead.
Welcome back to the Heritage Sports Center, IPFW, the site. Second half action about to get underway. Lewis Flyers, IPFW United team on the floor, just 2.5 minutes to go. Talking a little strategy. Lewis, the first half, 34-31. Paul Farbaugh along with IPFW women's coach Pam Bowden. And Pam, interested that Lewis has only 5 players in the scoring column, IPFW 8. And the 2 players doing the damage, Zeke Clerk has 9 and Will Johnson 11 for Lewis. Take one of those guys away, you might have a chance if you're IPFW.
Yeah. The other thing I think that's a real big factor right now is the amount of times that they've gone to the line and, just not getting the breaks or not getting in there and causing any heartache for Lewis at this time on the inside game, trying to get the fouls or and get into the line. But, I think both of those guys obviously are doing a good job, and if we can close them down, I think that, we got a real good shot at this game.
Well, the lead could have even been bigger. As a coach, you probably don't want to see 17 free throws for the other team and not even taken to the free throw line. IPFW is 0 of 0 from the free throw line, and in all honesty, I mean, that's reflective of just not taking the ball hard inside. IPFW's relied on the outside shot, and Lewis 11 of 17 in the first half.
Yeah,
that's keeping them in it.
Yeah, I think we got to drive a little bit more and get the ball in and try to, draw the foul in the post. And, we've been kicking it out, so I think that's part of it.
Lewis also only 42% shooting in the first half, 1 of 6 from three-point range. IPFW 3 of 10. Leading scorer for IPFW, Steve Sanders had 7. Ryan Bond with 6. And who is that? Hollowell or Jason Worling with 5. Jason Burkhart with 4. And it's spread over 8 players scoring in the first half for IPFW. That's more depth than used to seeing for the Dons. Kyle Kirby has not played tonight. He has an ankle brace on his right ankle. Have to check the status of him. He has been a starter for IPFW, 6'6", and he's walking gingerly on the right ankle right now.
Yeah, I guess he practiced this week. I was talking to Dick earlier today and asking how he was doing, but he said he's favoring it just a little bit. So I don't know if they're just going to be a little cautious with it or what.
See the second half starting lineup for IPFW. Ryan Glidden came in off the bench to score. Well, he only got a bucket, but he came in off the bench and fired up a three, didn't hit it. He will not get the start in the second half. Instead, IPFW looks like they're going to go big. Ryan Bond and Dane Adams. Dane Adams 6'7", Ryan Bond 6'6", and Steve Sanders 6'5", the front line. TJ Hollowell and Jason Worley in the backcourt. For Lewis, it's Will Johnson, number 50, Scott Riley, 44, Tim Fedorsky at point at number 10, Scott Hassenjager, and that is definitely the imported choice tonight, number 30. And he gets the turnover there. Fedorsky, and rounding out Dave Goharing, number 42. And Fedorsky going strong to the glass, cleaned up by Riley.
Nice follow-up by Riley on that. That's tough to stop.
And it's a 5-point lead now. Biggest. Scratch that. It was 6 points at one time. Lewis 11-5. Bond working inside. All ball by Riley on top. Did he catch him with a little bit of the body underneath?
Right. Ryan did a good job getting him up in the air and drawing the foul, and that's what we need to get a little bit more of so we can get to the line and hopefully get a couple three-point plays out of it.
I don't know. Riley shaking his head. No, I might agree with him. That was an awful lot of ball.
So they don't give either one of us a whistle.
Yeah, you're a coach. Darn right they don't give you a whistle.
Surely don't want to give me one.
Bond misses the first, so the free throw troubles seem to have been alleviated, at least in a little measure. Bond hits the second, cut it to 4, 36-32. So it took a half for IPFW to get to the free throw line. And I guarantee Coach said we got to pound it inside a little bit at halftime. Hollowell with the ball.
I don't think Lewis was expecting that press right away and seemed to get a easy turnover there.
Ball popped off of Sanders. It looked like it popped off of his foot. And the turnover. And a foul going against IPFW. I believe Ryan Bond picking it up. He does. That's his second personal foul. New shot clock. This is Fedorsky. Inside, Johnson working, and it goes. 38-32. That is the biggest lead of the game for either team. IPFW 1 point led by 3. This is Sanders inside. Adams can't control, having trouble with it. Ripped out of there. Riley got a hand on it. Hassenjager cleans it up. Fedorsky now on the dribble. Goharing going baseline. Shut down by Sanders. The skip to Johnson. Plenty of time on the clock. 15. This is Johnson again. Draws Bond out. Goharing. 7 on the clock. And that's a 3. Tim Fedorsky. And a quick timeout for IPFW. It is now a 9-point lead, 41-32, just 2 minutes in. IPFW has scored just 1 point in the second half. We'll take a timeout.
The college basketball season is underway for 1994-95, and the Great Lakes Valley Conference has been rated by some as the toughest of the NCAA Division II conferences. Join Coach Andy Piazza and me, Matt DeLong, to get a closer look at the IPFW team and this year's competition.
back at IPFW, where Lewis has gone on a 7-1 second half run to open a 3-point lead to 9. And Coach Piazza not happy with his team. A couple of turnovers, fouls. Not good offensive possessions. The one they did get a point off of, Bond might have been blocked pretty cleanly underneath.
I tell you, the first 5 minutes of the second half here really is real key for IPFW, and we need to pick it up and get back into it.
Sanders will trigger the inbounds. Hollowell to Adams. Reverse it quickly inside. Bond stripped, but Adams there.
Good job. Bond brought the ball down way too low. Good pickup by Adams.
Back to 7-point lead now for Lewis. Goharing going baseline.
Good defensive job by Whirling.
Sanders drawing the assignment on Johnson. And he can score points in a flurry. Gets the feed from Riley. Should never get it that easily inside. Johnson now with 15 points. 43-34 Lewis. Sanders looking inside for the post flash. There it is to Adams. Turns in the lane. Back to Sanders going baseline. Blocked by the backboard. Oh, and he went down hard on the nugget. Sanders banging the back of his head as he and Riley got tied up. This team's pretty tough.
Sure is.
He's
really
going to shake
a blow
that off.
to the head, boy.
He went down in the back of his head really hard. He fell from about 3 feet. Haven't seen Sanders shoot the ball much after he got on fire early. I believe he had his first 3 shots. He's 3 of 7 in the game. 3 of 8 with that miss.
Almost got a 5-second call on that. Working real hard on that press.
And the press almost converting. That was with 1 second left, and Whirling with a hard foul. Yes, he did play some football in high school.
I think that's a little evident on that play.
Almost got the 10-second call as well.
IPFW did a good job that time. Lewis is not handling the press very well at all.
Be a 2-shot foul situation for Dave Goharing. Naperville, that's right outside Chicago. And really both Lewis teams are loaded with Chicago products, or just outside Chicago, the suburbs, Joliet. They have 1 player on the team from Michigan. The rest are probably about a 30-mile radius from Chicago.
Chicago area is a really strong area for recruiting.
Holloway trying to go glass, missing, and how about that? Held ball. It will go the other way. Sanders figuring in both of them.
I think Lewis was hoping for a foul on that play.
Shot of Mike Weitzel, head coach at Lewis. Bond inside the feed from Whirling. And Riley going to be knocked. His 2nd foul of the half. 3rd for the game. See Clerk coming in off the bench. Look out when he does. He had 9 in the first half off the bench.
He's a real nice player. He can go inside, he can shoot outside, makes it a little difficult to defend.
Had a 3-pointer, and he does like to slash. Bond hitting the first. IPFW has scored 4 points. Make that 5 in the second half, first 3.5 minutes. 44-36. Lewis and Clerk in off the bench immediately, going to the baseline.
I didn't think Clerk was going to be able to get his hand on that. Did a good job coming down with it.
He definitely can jump.
She can.
13 foul on IPFW, second on Adams. Foul situation a little more even this half. It was 11-4 in the first half. IPFW, you call it winning that particular area. Clark missing the first and the second. I have him 4 of 8. We'll have to check on that, but he's not shooting very well from the line, and Lewis as a team shoots just 65%. Adams, Sanders looking for him, instead skips it out to Holloway, back to Sanders. Now Sanders trying to create. Bond. And a foul on Johnson. The officials calling it a little more closely here in the second half. Perhaps IPFW just concentrating on putting it down the low post a little more.
Yeah, it looks like Ryan Bond's being a little bit more aggressive, trying to take it to the post player that's defending him, and you know, that's good to see.
The penetration off the dribble by Whirling going to his left. And IPFW to within 6.
Did a little bit better defensively and offensively after that last timeout that Coach Piazza called.
This is Johnson. 17 unofficially. I guess we can call it official. I'll say it is 17. 6 in the second half. And it's back up to 8. 46-38. Sanders on the dribble, has Clark on him, gets a screen from Adams.
Nice play there.
Second shot of the second half for Sanders. Hasn't been looking for it. And it's back to 6 points. Knocking down the three, Hassan Jaeger.
I tell you, that was a real flat shot. I didn't think that was going to go in.
And he gets on the board. So Fedorsky scoreless at halftime with a 3, and Hassan Jaeger the same way. Bond inside, almost got it to go.
Nice pass from Whirling on the drive, and set Bond up for a good little shot fake, and was able to draw the foul.
Well, he's thinking out there. He had the layup originally. Johnson rotated over late, and Bond had a chance to put it up, instead elected to try and draw the bucket and one. We'll have 2 shots here.
Good.
And Jason working on the free throws, 4 of 5 in the second half.
Looks like we're getting ready to press here after this free throw.
Misses the second. Holloway gets it, but ripped away and into Whirling's hand. And Bond misses the easy one. It could have been a 3-point possession any way you look at it. Instead, it's just 1 point and an 8-point lead for Lewis.
Could have really used that break.
Inside look. Holloway got picked. Johnson will go to the line. 2 shots. And there needs to be a little more pressure on the outside. The IPFW guards on Lewis. And Marcinek will check in along with Jeff Jackson. Holloway out, Whirling out. Dane Adams out as well. Jason Burkhart, first time we've seen him this second half. 49-41. Lewis. Clark on the drive. Took Burkhart all day, but Burkhart there for the rebound. That's not a matchup you want to see. IPFW fan.
No, I'll tell you, Bond did a good job stepping out and helping him on that, and it was just enough to help Reinhardt get the rebound.
Another foul underneath. That one going against Goharing. That's his first. Both teams even at 4 fouls apiece. Jackson on the baseline. Wide open.
That was a nice drive.
Jackson continuing to try and find his way. Last year he was more of a point guard. This year moving to the off guard. Hassan Jaeger almost getting the old-fashioned 3. Sanders picking up a foul.
It's nice when you can see Jackson go to the hole. He does a great job. He's got a good first step.
He's just a sophomore. Jeff Jackson. Hassan Jaeger missing the first, and it has been an adventure from the free throw line. Almost over the back by Clark. That shows you the type of bounce he has. The 2 missed free throws. Bond inside, backs it out. This is Marcinick. 4-3.
Nice in and out game by both of those guys. Ryan being real unselfish and looking for the double team. Kicked it out.
Marcinick getting on the board at a critical point. 49-46 to score. Well, we'll take a little break here as well and tell you about the Royal Dons Club. You can participate in the Royal Dons Club. It's the official athletic booster club for all of IPFW's athletic teams. Members enjoy priority seating at all IPFW sports events. Food and refreshments in the hospitality room. And you can go to media luncheons. And you get to hobnob with Arnie Ball and Pam Bowden or whoever you want to meet. Get to talk basketball, volleyball, tennis, baseball. Baseball team is going to be pretty good this year. For more information, call Jan Walco, 481-6642. Or you can write to the Royal Dons Club. It's 2101 Coliseum Boulevard East, Fort Wayne, Indiana. The zip 46805. And you get to eat food when you come to the basketball games too. They put a nice little spread on down underneath there. I wouldn't know about it because I'm not a member. But I see the food coming out of there. It looks and it smells pretty good too.
They do a real good job helping out, and it's nice for everybody to get in there at halftime and after the games and that.
Okay, we've done our public service announcement now. 49-46, Lewis. IPFW with 5 straight points. And Johnson dribbling the ball off of himself. Makeup call by the official. Johnson probably was fouled.
Yeah, it looked like he might have been.
Might have gave him a little bump. Helped the ball go out of bounds. So Lewis will control, but the shot clock running down. 13 now. This is Clark with the ball. The kick out to Mark Boone. That's a 3. And he doesn't get it to go. And there's Clark. What bounce he has.
He sure gets up in the air. He's causing us a lot of problems down low.
Marcinick trying to step up the offense. And Bond going to the dribble with it. And Sanders picking up the foul. That's number 3 on Sanders. Great hops on the other end, though, by Clark.
IPFW has really picked up the tempo defensively, and they're trying to trap a little bit here and there. And hopefully they can get the ball back and stay within 3.
Well, the IPFW press has come a long way. They tried it a little bit against Northern Kentucky, and even though that was a win against Northern Kentucky, they did not press very well. It seemed like anytime IPFW went to the press, Northern Kentucky got a layup out of it. Much more effective. Players rotating now to the spots, covering up. And Bond is the key. He plays center field on that press.
Yeah, and if he's not moving, it can really cause us some problems, as far as mismatches and, somebody losing their players. So it's real important that he's moving well.
That one hurt. Kicked by Jackson. Reset the shot clock. IPFW had worked it down to 17 seconds. Fedorsky missing a 3, and IPFW a chance to tie. Marcinick tipped away by Boone. Burkhart covering up. Now Marcinick wide open, finding Sanders. That's a 3, drawing air. Fedorsky now on the break.
Looks like he didn't get his legs in that last shot.
And a walk by Boone. Jason Werling going to check in.
Good call by the official.
Checking in for Lewis, Dave Goharing, Scott Riley. Both starters. Will Johnson will come out. And number 34 out as well. That's Adam Kwiatkowski. First time we've seen him. Guess just noticed him walking to the bench. He was on the floor, though.
PFW really needs to take advantage this time and try to get a real good shot off. And
they have a size advantage in the low post.
There we go.
How about that? A little bit of a playground move. We've seen Whirling now go to his left a couple times. Penetration deep in the lane. Passed off before. This time he gets it to go. Whirling now. 7 points. It's a 1-point game. The skip pass. Fedorsky thinks better of it after just missing a 3. Goharing, the high flat shot.
Good board by Whirling.
Weak side, Whirling now on the dribble, wanting Bond. Bond working Goharing over. And Goharing beating him to the spot. Now Bond has it. Waiting for the double team. Finds Marcinick outside. He's covered up by Boone. Here's Burkhart now. 15 on the clock. Turnaround by Burkhart.
That's a really nice shot by Burkhart. Little baby hook.
Don't normally see that by Burkhart. I guess that work he's been doing with Kareem has paid off. That must be the video. A little trivial aside here. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar's son attends Valparaiso.
Oh, yeah.
If anybody cares, well, we'll just throw that out there. Fedorsky on the dribble. Burkhart getting in the way. It's just sort of being at the scene of an accident, I guess. Burkhart just running, trying to get out of the way. Fedorsky will go to the line for 2 shots.
Burkhart's picked up his play the second time around. He's doing a good job.
He's come in and given IPFW some big minutes. Sanders has 3 fouls, and Adams has given them some good minutes, but Burkhart, figuring in the rotation, has come up big. IPFW 9 straight points to take a 1-point lead. And Lewis, Fedorsky trying to tie it, and they are just really killing themselves from the free throw line. They have missed 5 free throws in the second half. They are just 3 of 8. 50 apiece. IPFW and Marcinick with the ball. Kick out back to Marcinick. Now Burkhart going to show it again. Hook doesn't fall this time. Cleared by Riley. Fedorsky, Goharing, the flash, Bond with a reach around.
Did a good job coming around on that one. It's good to see a post player get down the floor and recover.
Ryan has got to be a little tired. He's been out on the floor the entire second half. And we're about 9.5 in.
Oh!
That's creative. I think you even get called for that one on the playground. Goharing going up and then coming down.
It's quick thinking.
Step out by Burkhart.
Need to get a really high percentage shot here. Try to put a little bit more pressure on Lewis.
Burkhart had Johnson out of position. Now they're trying to work it back to him. That's just a 2. Jackson put on the line. 52-50. Coach Andy Piazza trying to work for that 3. Inside, that's too easy. Riley breaking an 11-0 run by IPFW. Scratch that 11-1 run. Outside. 4-3. That's Jason Whirling.
Nice shot by Jason. That's the kind of momentum we need here.
He is a tough ball player. He's just a competitor. 55-52. He will get after it defensively against men 3 or 4 inches bigger than himself. And he'll take the open shot like that.
He does a really good job setting himself up for the open shot.
Now Whirling on Hassenjager, giving up 4 inches to him. Goharing inside. Johnson had the step on the baseline, backs it out to Fedorsky. Now Fedorsky setting a screen. Johnson missing from 3. And rebounding is all about positioning, isn't it?
Sure is. And I'll tell you, Brian did a good job cutting the baseline off on Johnson, and then Johnson goes out and hesitates on that shot a little bit. That's not really his shot, so I think we can afford to give him that one there.
Timeout, Lewis. Mike Weitzel going to talk about it. It's 55-52 the score. 55-52 the score. IPFW was in danger of just being thrown out of this gym at 49-41, getting nothing to go. They have come back in nice style, a 14-3 run. And we get the stats handed to us by SID Matt DeLong. And the free throw situation has evened out a little bit. 13 of 25, though. Lewis is losing it from 15 feet. IPFW 4 of 6. It's all Ryan Bond. Turnovers evening out as well. 12-16. IPFW had an 11-8 lead. I guess it's about the same. IPFW shooting the ball much better. 64% in the second half.
Can't complain with that.
You could, I guess, but 9 of 14 is pretty good. There are shots inside. They're not long range. IPFW trying to work the low post this half. This is Whirling now. Swings it into Burkhart. Thinks about it. 6 on the clock. Marcinek got to go up with it. Drawing iron, the long rebound retrieved by Jackson. Immediately kicks it into Bond with a spin inside.
Nice move by Ryan Bond.
Ryan Bond looked like he was going to kick it back out. High arch went down. This is Fedorsky now, winning Johnson inside. Goharian off the dribble, beats Worley. Bond will think about it, dutching off the back rim. Bond wants it again. I don't think he's going to shoot it from out there. Whirling now with the ball. Looking for Burkhart. Now Jackson clears. Man-to-man defense all night long by Lewis. They're giving up some size in the low post. This is Burkhart on the dribble. 3 seconds almost. Jackson.
Oh, sweet move by Jackson. Nice handoff by Burkhart.
Burkhart in danger of 3 seconds in the lane, and Jackson with the athletic double clutch under. 4-2. And the lead is 5, 59-54. Jackson with 4 points. This is Johnson. He has 17 points, but really he has taken himself out of the game a little bit. Hassenjager gets away with a bump on Bond and gets the bucket. Marcinek. IPFW 3-point lead. 5 points at 59-54 was their biggest lead of the game.
Got our big post players out a little bit. Got some of the guards posting up down low, mixing it up a little bit.
And this is Burkhart. He has been effective from down there. Glassing Jackson with a big rebound.
Oh, nice board by Jackson. Way to kick it out so quick.
Jeff Jackson goes what? They list him at 6'3". Yeah, he might be 6'3". I don't know. Actually, they list him at 6'1". Okay, that's a little more like it.
Yeah. Maybe stretching it at 6'3".
2 offensive rebounds last time IPFW's had the ball last 2 times. See if it pays off in 4 points. Bond has been the only IPFW player to the free throw line.
I tell you, Jackson does a good job. He's not afraid to go in and get the boards, and he really doesn't care if he gets banged up a little bit.
Steve Sanders back in the game, number 33. Jason Whirling a break. Whirling has 10 points, and Bond now 5 of 7. The way Jason Burkhart has played off the bench has been really key for IPFW. Lewis not able to double team Bond as much. He misses the second. Clerk with the rebound. And it's a 4-point lead. Just over 6 to go. 6:15. 60-56. IPFW. And this would be a nice win. They'd all be nice. 4 of the last 6 games at home for IPFW, and I know Coach Piazza looking to win all 4. Goharian. Good entry pass. Goharian knocks down the 5-footer.
Tell you, the thing that's nice with Burkhart playing so well, is it's moving that help side out and giving Ryan Bond just a little bit more room to move.
And there's Bond. He's isolated on Johnson. Gets it to go off the glass. Good call, Coach.
Nice move.
And Bond beginning to pick it up.
Sure is.
15 points for Bond, 9 in the second half. And back to a 4-point lead. Backdoor by Johnson and 1.
One thing we're having a little trouble with the last 2 plays down the floor is that flash cut. And we're getting stuck behind on that instead of in front. So we're end up playing defense in the I guess behind in the post on that, and just running up to some problems with Johnson. He's such a strong player.
By flash, you mean Johnson comes and fakes the outside and then flashes inside?
Yeah, and then what it does defensively is it's getting us set low, and we're not recovering from it instead of stepping out and forcing him down low the other way.
This is one guy you don't want shooting free throws. Tonight he has been 4 of 4 from the line. Game high 18 points. Marcinick shaking Boone to the floor. Bond open from 15. And he's starting to feel it a little bit.
He's getting his rhythm, and he's hot right now.
17 for Bond, 64-61. This is Clerk ISO on Burkhart. I think Clerk can take Burkhart if he wants to. Now Burkhart switches on Goharin, and Goharin goes to the middle. Burkhart bumped him and won.
Got him with the body.
It's a good call by the official. Burkhart definitely hipping him. As Goharin drove by.
He's got to be ready on that switch to play him up a little higher, and just got stuck a little low and beat him to the hole.
Well, as much offense as Burkhart has provided in the low post, now he has to come out with 4 fouls. Casey Runyon checking in, 4:54 to go, and Goharin with a chance to tie the game. He misses. It has been a clinic on how not to shoot free throws for Lewis. Fedorsky picking up the foul on Sanders. IPFW is in the 1-and-1. That's the 8th team foul on Lewis. See if that's a shooting foul, though.
IPFW has gotten the ball up the floor pretty quick the last few times, and trying to get it inside real quick and push it up, and it's been helping them getting to the line and everything.
Sanders will go to the line, just checks in, get his shooting touch back. 4:46 to go. 64-63 IPFW, and if Lewis does lose this one, they'd have to look no farther than the free throw line to figure out where they lost it at.
That's for sure. I'll tell you, Burkhart did a heck of a job in the second half.
Burkhart on the bench right now only has 6 points, but he has plenty of points that you can't see in the columns. Kicking it out to IPFW and just creating more room for Ryan Bond to operate. Bond with 11 in the second half. Make that 12 in the second half. Game high, or team high 18. This is Boone for 3, missing, and Jackson there for the rebound. Has numbers. Sanders on the break, going glass.
Nice pull-up jumper instead of going in for the drive and the easy layup. He kept himself from drawing that foul, I think.
68-63 IPFW with just over 4 to go. Critical possession for Lewis. Goharin, 20 on the clock. This is Boone now on Sanders, and he draws the foul. That is the 10th foul on IPFW, so Lewis with 3:59 to go in the double bonus the rest of the way. Perhaps that's not a bad thing for IPFW, though.
It's true. With them not shooting so well, sometimes that is an advantage.
13 on 26. I was going to give them 2 extra free throws. They're 50% from the line. This is Boone. Mark Boone.
I'll tell you, the free throw shooting here is going to be a real advantage for IPFW the way Lewis is shooting.
And Boone from the light was 4 of 6 up to that point. Make it 4 of 7. 5 of 8. 14 of 28 for the team, and they're losing by 4 points. Reach around by Boone, and Marcinick going to the line, and Mike Weitzel off the bench questioning why Boone reached around Marcinick 90 feet away from the basket. Next Saturday, that's this Saturday. Next Saturday, well, I guess you could say next Saturday. St. Joseph's in town, and Lady Dons Pam Bowden going to have a challenge. Second place. What do you call those? The Panthers, I guess?
Yeah.
Whatever. They'll be taking on the women at 6 and the men at 8. Marcinick hits the first. And Marcinick with only 4 points. Hit a 3. First free throw for him. And the second falls as well. Again, the biggest. No, that is the biggest lead of the game. IPFW had a 5-point lead at 59-54 early on. It's now 6 points. It's 70-64. Inside. That's Scott Riley in a timeout.
Doing a good job at the first.
70-66. Lewis taking a quick timeout. Imagine they're going to set up the press. We'll take a timeout as well.
Hello, I'm Arnie Ball. And I'm Tim Heffer. Watch us every Friday evening at 7 p.m. for IPFW Volleyball Highlights. We'll also describe strategies and fundamentals for all you new volleyball fans. We may even invite a volleyball or two to join us on the show, so tune in to us every Friday night at 7 p.m. here on Channel 6.
And we are back at the Hero Gate Sports Center. Paul Farwell joined by IPFW women's coach Pam Bowden, and this one's turning out pretty well. You can throw the records out. Lewis 12-10 coming in, 6-7 in the conference. IPFW just 6 wins in 21 games, but they are leading right now by 4 points. And the lineup shakeup seems to have worked. TJ Hollowell came in, maybe established a little faster tempo. He has been on the bench. Russ Marcinick, the senior, has responded well to coming off the bench tonight. Jeff Jackson has played some big minutes along with Jason Burkhart as well. Burkhart on the bench with 4 fouls. Casey Runyon in. We'll see if Runyon goes the rest of the way. He can step out and hit the 3. Shokin, Sanders, and Jackson looking. They bring Bond outside. Pull Johnson out as well. Looks like they wanted to work Runyon in the low post. Now Sanders to Marcinick. There's 13 on the clock. Bond outside Sanders trying to shake down his man. Goharing covered up. Bond on the baseline. Jackson from 18. Clutch 2 for Jackson.
Great shot there. We were down to about 4 seconds.
And Jackson knew he had to go up with it. Puts it down, and a 6-point lead now for IPFW. Johnson offered the baseline, refusing it. Instead will take the 3.
You don't expect a big man like Johnson to put that shot up and score as easy as he did on that one.
Filling it up, 21 now for Johnson. And it's 72-69. He will take the 3-pointer. He's taken about 80 3-pointers on the season. Missed by Sanders. The follow by Bond. The rebound still fought for. And I believe it's going Lewis's way.
Give Ryan Bond a lot of credit there. He really went after the ball there, even after he missed the first one. And I'll tell you, doesn't matter which way they.
72-69, and the victory would be just a little more sweeter for Coach Andy Piazza. It would be number 200. IPFW, 8 years. Riley flashing. Incomplete. It's not 4th down yet, but it's pretty close. Goharing missing with Riley.
Their timing was really off on that play.
Oh, Riley was let out a couple yells. Let Goharing know he was open. Now IPFW is going to work some clock. 2:10 on the big clock, 28 on the shot clock. 3-point lead for IPFW.
See if we can get it back up to 5 or 6 here.
Double low post. Jackson swinging out. Sanders picking up the dribble outside to Runyon. 10 on the clock. Marcinick going to reset from the top. Here Marcinick goes. Has Boone on him. Waiting for Sanders to flash for
Oh,
three.
great three-point shot. That's got to give them the real boost of energy they need here at the end of the game.
And Lewis walking the ball up. Fedorsky waved on by Coach Mike Weitzel. Johnson does not go baseline unless he is farther in. He's on the low block, he will. Go Herring hitting a clutch two and a timeout. 75-71, 123 to go. IPFW, a 4-point lead and the ball. Well, did anyone say tennis? I guess that's tennis, anyone, if you're a cream fan. Tennis team is selling $20 worth of pizza savings from Pizza Hut for just $3. Coupon books are available at the IPFW Athletic Office from 8 to 5. Or if you want, you could drive out here. There's 123 left. I think you can get out here that fast. You can stop by during any athletic event and pick those up. And you'll help the IPFW men's tennis team raise funds for scholarship for the 95-96 season. And they're valid, these coupons, at any Allen County Pizza Hut store. So 3 for 20. And IPFW would like to take 2 for the road right here now. Just they're going to work the clock 35 seconds each possession if possible. And the next foul by Lewis will put IPFW in the double bonus tonight. IPFW, you have to go check it out here. Bond is 5 of 7. Marcinick 2 of 2, and Sanders 1 of 1. Is that right? And I think he's 2 of 2. Have to check that. Those are the only players that have had any free throws tonight, though, for IPFW. 1:23 to go, though, Coach. I think you try for the defensive stop here first.
Yeah, they've got to try to stop us, foul us right away, not let us get too much time off the clock.
A 2-on-1 developing, and Jackson wisely pulls it out. Going to work clock. 24 on the clock. IPFW can take it down to around 50 seconds in there. Johnson coming over to foul Runyon. They must have looked at Runyon's free throw shooting. He hits 67%, but he's only had 15 attempts whole season. Runyon does play from the outside, 6'7". I guess he
got to be playing the odds with him.
Well, he's right now the guy has the lowest. I'm looking down at Sanders. It's 73% as Runyon hits the first. Jackson, it's 72%. Bond, 70%. And Marcinick, it's 71%. So if you're playing the percentages or if you're playing the lottery, Jason Burkhart's numbers coming in are 10 of 15, now 12 of 17.
IPFW using the press, take some time off the clock.
1 minute.
Oh,
and a
nice
steal by Jackson. Fedorsky dogging him. Jackson looking to go to the hole and fouled by Boone.
Jackson's trying to get that shot off.
And Jackson will add to his total tonight. Jackson will have 2 shots, both teams in the double bonus. And he misses the first. Gets the second to go. It's a 7-point lead. More importantly, 3-possession game now for Lewis. Fedorsky being pounded by Marcinick. Got away with a hop step, had nowhere to go with it, and the bailout foul called on IPFW. Oh, Fedorsky was in a world of trouble there.
Sure was.
That's his best Harlem Globetrotter move. Had to go over his head.
The old Hail Mary play there.
Okay, how about Fedorsky's numbers from the free throw line? Let's see here.
He sure doesn't have the prettiest shot, but he sure can hit.
Well, that was his first free throw, so he's not to be held accountable for Lewis's problems from the free throw line. Timeout, 78-72. We'll be back on the other side.
This is the increasingly competitive world we live in, and this is the country we want ahead of the competition. These are the people we'll be depending on to keep this country ahead of the competition. These are the colleges and universities we're relying on for the people we're depending on to keep this country ahead of the competition. So if you want America to stay number one in the world, do something about it. Give to the college of your choice.
Back again, Hilliard Gate Sports Center. Nothing much has changed since we left. It's still a 6-point game. IPFW 78-72 over Lewis. Mentioned a bit earlier, this would be win number 200 for Coach Andy Piazza. And it's been a rough season. This would be win number 7 for him. His first 6 years here, he had 421 seasons. And last year had a rough season, only 8-19. But this team is rebuilding for the future. Russ Marcinek, the only senior. Here's Fedorsky hitting the second, and it's a 5-point game. 78-73, 45 seconds. Sanders gets the ball, immediate double team and a foul.
Should be able to get some from the line here. Seems a pretty good shooter.
Well, it's going to be one from the free throw line for IPFW. They won't catch up in free throw attempts, but they might catch up in free throws made. It's 2 shots the rest of the way through for IPFW. Both teams with 10 fouls. And Sanders hitting the first.
Courtney makes this next one, that's for sure. Still being close. Anything can happen.
$17 for Sanders. 10 in the second half. 80-73. This is Johnson missing a 3. Sanders out of there with a board. And this might begin to be the end for Lewis. Shot clock will be off the rest of the way. 36 seconds left. I don't think Lewis is going to play for the last shot. And Sanders going to the line for 2.
If he makes this, that pretty much seals her up for the rest of it.
Well, I tell you, one big key for IPFW was the play of Jason Burkhardt in the second half. He allowed Bond to operate in the low post and just gave IPFW lots of room on the perimeter. And he might have, I think he has just 6 points, only 2 in the second half. But he was the man that made the difference. He came up, and when he came in, IPFW was trailing by 8 points.
Yeah, he did a really good job defensively. You know, he wasn't afraid to go to the boards, and you know, he did some good things. And I think offensively, he you know, he hit that little hook down on the baseline, and I think that opened it up a lot for Ryan.
Riley fouls out, so we wait as Adam Kotowski enters the game for Lewis. Sanders can just about seal this one. 7-point lead, 80-73, 36 seconds to go. And Sanders going to add some points on.
Sure is, and I'll tell you, Coach Piazza should be proud to get the 200th one here.
Well, it's been a tough haul. I mean, last week he said it in print, and he said it on his own TV show that the loss to Northern Kentucky at 36 was as disappointing as one as he's had in his career here. Bond rebounds the miss. Up ahead to Sanders. Finds Jackson wide open.
Nice job. Bond did a good job recognizing where the open player was.
And it's going the other way. 84-73. This one will be in the books as a win. Just the final score in doubt. IPFW will improve to 7-15 on the season. Keep away time now.
Jackson is taking the time off.
And a move by Lewis. They know the game's over. 84-73 will be the final. IPFW wins tonight. They're fact, they do a little jumping up, 5-8 now in conference play. Lewis just a half game ahead at 6-8. And IPFW 7-15 overall. Coach Piazza, it's a nice victory, 200.
Sure is.
Well played second half. IPFW down again by 8 at one point. Come back. We going away. Jason Burkhart for his efforts. Well, I think they were a little impressed too when he hit that Kareem Abdul-Jabbar hook shot, the right-handed hook shot. For his efforts, he's Dandy Don player of the game. We'll go on the floor. Talk to him right after this break.
First-year IPFW women's basketball coach Pam Bowden is enjoying a fine preseason after coming to IPFW from the University of Alaska Anchorage. She has inherited a club which returns no seniors but still enjoys one of the top ratings in the Great Lakes Valley Conference. We want you to tune in every Wednesday at 7:30 to find out more information about the IPFW women's basketball team all season long.
In our ever-expanding world, we need a reliable source, one that addresses important aspects of our daily lives and provides us with useful information. Health and Home Report is that source, with stories on how to get the most for your money, where to go for a great vacation, hot fashion tips, what's happening in the world of arts and entertainment, and the latest medical breakthroughs. Health and Home Report provides a world of information.
The college basketball season is underway for 1994-95, and the Great Lakes Valley Conference has been rated by some as the toughest of the NCAA Division II conferences. Join Coach Andy Piazza and me, Matt DeLong, to get a closer look at the IPFW team and this year's competition.
Vince, that new dummy cam is great.
Yeah, it'll sure give people a whole new outlook on what it's like when you don't wear a safety belt.
I think they'll get the picture.
You could learn a lot from a dummy. Buckle your safety belt.
Mental illness. We fear it. We laugh at it. We scorn it. We think it's shameful. But these are misunderstandings. Misunderstandings that will fade away if we see mental illness for what it really is. A medical disease. A disease that can be treated if you just know where to turn. For an informative booklet, call the American Mental Health Fund.
Welcome back to IPFW win 84 over Lewis 73. We here at IPFW are pleased to be able to bring you cable cast of NCAA athletic competition. We hope you've enjoyed the show and the excitement of intercollegiate athletic sports from IPFW. To provide such programs, we need your support. With the help of many volunteers, we are able to produce these programs at a relatively low cost. Your contribution will help defray the production costs not covered by the Channel 6 budget. The College Cable Access Center invites you to invest in quality college programming by sending your contributions to Channel 6 at IPFW, 2101 Coliseum Boulevard East, Fort Wayne, Indiana, 46805. We'll take you down to Paul Farball with the Dandy Don player of the game, Jason Burkhart.
Thank you very much, Pam. Joined on the floor by Jason Burkhart. Not big in the scoring column, only 6, but maybe that hook shot got them thinking a little bit. Got that one off. But when you came in, what you did was you really cleared out space for Ryan to operate.
Yeah, Ryan Bond's definitely a great player, and
we all just try to help him out, help out our guys outside. Coach told us at halftime, if they double us down, just kick it back out. And that's what I was trying to do, get it out to Russ and Whirling and whoever else is out there. All the guys can shoot threes on the team, so I was just trying to help them out in this column there.
I imagine one of the concerns at halftime as well is that IPFW had not gone to the free throw line, and Lewis had been there 17 times, so it maybe was an area of concentration to kick the ball into the low post.
That was a definite concern there. Yeah, they had shot 17 free throws to our none. So yeah, he definitely said kick it down in the paint. And we're missing out with Kyle Kirby right now. His ankle's hurt, so we were having some, our depth in the post isn't real deep right now. But I think we did a great job tonight in the post.
Okay, a couple more questions here. You personally have had an up and down season as well, diagnosed with anemia. Tell us a little bit about how your situation is right now and where you hope to be in a couple weeks.
Well, my red blood cell count was down. I've been taking a lot of iron supplements, and it's back up to where it's supposed to be. I have a couple tests tomorrow morning, and they're going to try to, wrap all this up, get everything taken care of. Hopefully in the next week or so, I'll be 100%.
It's a matter of you getting your strength back, but about IPFW getting their confidence back tonight as a unit, because Coach Piazza said 2 really disappointing losses on the road, and to come back and win it tonight going away has got to be a little bit of a boost.
Yeah, it's a big boost. We're going to need it for this weekend. St. Joe's a great team. They got a lot of great players, and in the following week, we play 2 of the best teams in the nation. So, yeah, this is definitely a boost that we needed.
Okay, good win tonight. Jason Burkhart cleaning it down low. This swing it back upstairs. Pam Bowden will put a wrap on that. Thanks a lot, Jason, for stopping by.
Thank you.
All right. We'd like to take this time to thank the Channel 6 volunteer crew in the Learning Resource Center at IPFW for their contributions to the live production of our basketball games this evening. The telecast of this IPFW sports event is copyrighted and the sole property of the College Cable Access Center in IPFW. Unauthorized duplication, exhibition, retransmission, rebroadcast, or other use of this event without expressed written consent is strictly prohibited. Don't forget to tune in to Channel 6 this Saturday evening at 6 p.m. to see the exciting GLVC basketball action as the Pumas from St. Joe's College take on the Dons. For Paul Fowlerwall, and this is Pam Bowden. Goodbye for now.